Yo, what is up, guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. We are back yet again, everybody. We're back with another fragrance review right here, guys. And today we're back at Boadicea the Victorious. That's right, Boadicea the Victorious, one of those brands that's really upscale and exclusive and expensive. I'm sure you guys know it's pretty expensive, guys. And we're back at the brand. I am one of the few reviewers of this brand, and I really do review their fragrances objectively. Today, I'm going to talk about their fragrance that just released. That's pretty expensive, over $1,000. Really exclusive, really expensive. So I'm sure a lot of y'all are curious what I have to say about the actual juice of this very exclusive Boadicea. Now, before I continue, please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys, okay? Liking, subscribing, and watching the ads is a great big deal to this channel, especially that we are headed towards 20,000 subscribers. I think we are 30 away or 20 away. So if you haven't subscribed, come on, put it in, punch it in, guys. Let's go to 20K and beyond. Thank you so much, everyone, for your support. And the fragrance that we will be talking about today is none other than Boadicea the Victorious Dragon. Yes, Boadicea the Victorious Dragon. Oh, my lord. If you guys saw the thumbnail, I'm sure you guys were like, oh, man, Troy is reviewing Dragon. Now, this decant, first and foremost, I do want to thank one of my new friends of the channel. Is none other than Dustin. And Dustin actually has a decant business as well. And he sent this express to get to me so that I could really review it. Now, the good thing about Dustin's decants, first and foremost, his collection, if you scan the QR code or if you go to the link below, you're going to see that he's got a lot of really good exclusives. Not just the niche spreadsheet, but also exclusives like Dragon here, okay? And he's got really fair prices. What I gotta say though is the sprayer too, it really is like the full bottle sprayer in terms of the strength, guys, okay? So I love his decants. Really nice labeling right here, and they got to me on time. So again, thank you very much, Dustin, for these decants. He sent like 3. He's got Town and Country that he sent in, Boadicea Ardent, which I can't wait to review. That was one of my first ever Boadiceas. And then here we have Dragon, guys. Now, let's talk about Dragon right here. Dragon is the latest Boadicea that is part of, you could say, the animal/zodiac sign plaque collection. And, you know, these are one of the most collectible bottles/fragrances in the Boadicea universe, guys. And there are a lot of notable ones. You've got Valiant, you've got Hanuman, you've got Orica. Those are some of my favorites. And, you know, Dragon right here. I mean, this one was a shocker, you know. Well, it's not really a shocker. It is the year of the dragon. And, you know, we didn't get like a Chinese dragon. I think one of my friends, Eli, talked about that. He was like, well, that's not really a Chinese dragon, but it's more of like a Game of Thrones medieval like dragon, medieval fantasy dragon that's on the plaque of this bottle, guys. But of course, the bottle itself shocked everyone. Everyone was like, damn, that is crazy. And, you know, everybody was kind of clamoring for one. But of course, the big barrier is the price, okay? This is over, I think, $1,100, guys, for one singular bottle of Dragon. Very limited. And so I'm sure a lot of y'all are wondering what the juice is really about. What is inside Dragon? Let's go spray this thing right now and find out immediately. Okay, guys, now let's talk about the latest Boadicea the Victorious fragrance that just came out. Again, very exclusive. This is Dragon right here. Right here in the opening, guys, you've got the notes of cinnamon, saffron, and incense, guys. Okay, the early appearance of incense, which is written in as a mid-note of this fragrance. The incense comes out almost immediately as soon as you spray this fragrance, guys. Now, just looking at this, you guys already know saffron, incense, a little bit of cinnamon right there. These are the tenets of Middle Eastern fragrances, guys, okay? Especially saffron and incense. Now, let me tell you, here at Dragon, you have a higher concentration of saffron in the beginning of this fragrance, and it is accompanied by that smoky incense, and then you've got some nice balance or spice of cinnamon in the back, but mostly it's gonna be saffron incense. Now this is nothing new. It's nothing new to me. It might not be new to you, but just remember that this is that combination that you probably, remember got you into Middle Eastern fragrances to begin with. I mean, this was the exact smell that I smelled in Dubai. When I was in Dubai, I mean, I wasn't a fragrance addict. I didn't start this channel, but this is that precise combination. It wasn't really oud. It was mostly saffron and incense that reeled me in, that got me curious. It was an intoxicating smell in the air in Dubai. And that's really what started this whole channel. It's what got me curious into Middle Eastern Arabic perfumes, guys. Okay, so this intro, very nice. Again, prominent saffron, early appearance of incense, some cinnamon. This one right here is very like Middle Eastern perfume type. Okay, and also it is very regal in nature. I think this is, to me, very masculine because of, I believe, the cinnamon and the incense being pertinent here in the intro, guys. It's got this very upscale, relaxed, cozy vibe, even if you know that you've got these really strong elements that are gonna, get everyone intoxicated around you guys, okay? So it's a really nice intro, nothing new, but it is your standard Middle Eastern intoxicating smell, care of the saffron and incense. Now, what's really nice right here with Dragon is how the fragrance has these cozy, draw-in, warming notes like saffron, cinnamon, and incense, the smoky incense, guys. But there are parts of this fragrance throughout maybe the first 5 hours that will keep it upbeat, that will make this fragrance a mood enhancer as well. And in the beginning, that is the very prominent saffron, as I've said. But in the middle, you also have this sweet honeyed amber that is mixed with the magnolia flower, guys. Okay, and this combo keeps it upbeat, even if you have this like very regal, very upscale, very comforting combination. You still have the tinge, the citrusy tinge, fruity tinge of magnolia mixed in with the sweetness of amber, even as you have the incense and the spices around you guys. So this one right here is part comforting, part upscale, but is also mood enhancing. And this mood enhancing part does last quite a while, up to 5 hours of mood enhancing amber with the magnolia, and again that low-lying incense right there, guys. So it is a beautiful combination, I gotta say. Part mood enhancing, part comforting, part regal and upscale. So I really like the start to mid right here. Okay, now let's talk about the initial sillage and projection of Boadicea the Victorious Dragon. This fragrance, without a doubt, leaves a scent trail because of the incensey facets of this fragrance. However, what's really great about this is that, of course, you have the spices. You have the cinnamon, you have the saffron that reels people in, brings and draws them in. And again, this is a very statesman-like upscale fragrance that I believe will get everyone intoxicated. Again, really reminded me of my first time in Dubai. This saffron incense combination is really great. And again, once the amber punches in with the magnolia, you also have a mood enhancer for the wearer as well. So I think it's a great combination. Nice aura scent, not really beastly, but it is strong. It is Middle East competitive, and it will leave a scent trail. Now again, this combo of spices to upbeat sweet amber and magnolia with the low-lying incense to begin with lasts up to 5 hours. Okay, 5 hours coverage of that whole experience. Again, lovely intro into Dubai type of experience right here from Dragon. And then at the 5th hour really is when this fragrance goes fade to black, guys. And what do I mean by that? You have the entrance of the cashmere musk. And this musk is truly a sensual gradient musk. And it is mixed with that incense, guys. So it seamlessly goes from, that amber wearing off at kind of like the 5th hour, and then the musk and incense kind of come together, creating this fade to black transition of this fragrance right here, guys. And I think there's actually some Gaiac wood here, in my opinion, because I feel the smoky woods heading towards, past the incense, but then it's still mixed with that cashmere musk. So that's what I think. I think that there's Gaiac wood here mixed with the musk, creating this long fade to black dry down of Dragon. Now, I'm sure you're wondering about the vanilla. There's some vanilla here, guys, but the vanilla here is minor. It's really minor to the cashmere musk accord that happens in most of the dry down, guys. And the musk is strong. It's actually a strong musk here in the dry down with, in my opinion, some smoky woods. Now, the vanilla happens on the late dry down, I would say like 10 to 11 hours into the fragrance. So from hour 5 onwards, it's really a lot of gradient musk right here, okay? Nothing too fancy, but it is just a nice, classy transition into a fade to black, the ending of the evening as you smell Dragon towards the dry down, guys. Now, the ultimate progression, guys, as I've said, you've got regal, you've got upscale, you've got mood enhancing for a good 5 hours, and then it ends with a nice gradient fade to black, guys, okay? So here's what I think of Dragon. In my opinion, this fragrance does smell good. Although I have reviewed over 700 fragrances, oh my God, it's already 700. And, I've tried a lot more than that. They just never made the cut to the channel, at least not yet. Sometimes, we're so far off into this collecting thing that we forget that first time. We forget that initial fundamental, Arabic Middle Eastern formula blast that got us excited to begin with. That smell in Dubai, like I said. And this fragrance, without a doubt, will deliver that. And so if you are, new to this and you've never smelled anything like this, I guarantee it, it will knock your socks off. It will pull you in like a vortex. And before you know it, you're going to be really collecting Middle Eastern scents from that point, guys. Okay, so it's a nice intro to regal, beautiful Middle Eastern scents with quality, of course. And the thing I'm going to say is that, I really believe that Boadicea the Victorious, they've changed their strategy here. Back in the day, in my opinion, Boadicea's exclusives were a lot more complex. They were a lot more complex. And I started seeing a shift in strategy the moment I tried and reviewed Harmonious. And then I tried Champion. That's not on the channel yet. I went into Michelin Star and Faith, and then of course this Neiman Marcus one. A lot of those fragrances I thought were gonna be like the old formula of Boadicea, which is super exclusive, super expensive, and super complex. Okay, really complex, really, I would say 50-50 in terms of how the audience will receive it. I mean, that's how it should be when it comes to complex fragrances. I mean, Roja does this, where he's like, I don't care. This is what it's going to be, like it or not. And, the audience is 50-50. I mean, Valiant, for example. Valiant is a great example of a fragrance that's kind of like 50-50. Abraxas. I would say even Tiangu. I hope I said that right. Tiangu. The older style Boadicea exclusives, in my opinion, were a lot more complex and 50-50. Valiant being really one of the bigger ones that really received a mixed reaction from the crowd. And I think Boadicea is moving away from this formula. They've shifted away from these super complex formulas that, they're 50-50 in terms of, the mainstream acceptance. And they've gone from that into, yes, still expensive like Dragon, but much more simpler, easier to understand formulations that actually smell good. And let me say this, that people will talk about. That is my opinion, okay? I mean, it is recently that I've heard people talk more about Boadicea the Victorious fragrances Because, well, they're easy to explain. Okay, Neiman Marcus, Champion, Michelin Star, Harmonious, and Faith, they are so easy to explain. But if you ask somebody, explain to me Valiant or Orica or Abraxas, and they'll be like, it's kind of this and that and this and that. I'm not really sure. I don't really like it. But these recent releases talk about these things, and you're going to start off with, yes, they smell good. Yes, it's expensive because it's Boadicea, but it smells good, and this is why. And with Dragon, again, it's an easy explanation of smells like a Middle Eastern Arabic fragrance with a lot of saffron, incense, some amber. It's just lovable, guys. Now, this formula, if you are a collector of Middle Eastern scents, this will be very redundant, I gotta say. Okay, it's gonna be very redundant, especially if you collect even like lower priced houses that have saffron and incense and amber, guys. However, this one right here, guys, is gonna be usable. So if you're buying the full bottle, $1,000. Oh my God, my heart just... it's $1,000. Number one, this is going to be for the novelty collectors of Boadicea. Okay, those that collect the bottles. I'm not judging you whatsoever because I went through kind of like the same phase at one point, guys. Okay, these bottles are truly collectible. They're nice to display, and of course they are in a way a show of wealth. Okay, so that's great. If you love the bottle, the Dragon bottle, great, get it. And at least what I can say is that the juice is going to be usable. It's going to be usable. But of course, the juice is going to be redundant. Actually, the dry down with the musk and the mix of that with the amber really felt like the dry down of Dasman or Carbon Sapphire to me. Okay, I had some sort of redundancy even within Boadicea the Victorious. But nevertheless, again, a very usable juice for a full bottle. My suggestion, if you're just going after the juice, get a decant. Get a decant from Dustin. I believe he still has some slots to get one decant from his limited bottle right there. So hit up Dustin for a decant. I think juice-wise, that is enough. 5 ml, guys. Now, let's talk about the total performance of Dragon. Now, the total performance of Boadicea the Victorious Dragon was about 20 to 24 hours. It was wild, guys. Significant scent with that musk and that vanilla really being still strong, lingering, consistently lingering around even at the 24-hour mark, guys. I fell asleep. I mean, this is like a fade to black. So I really did fade to black. I fell asleep. I woke up and I could still smell that musk vanilla around me consistently as if it was just applied. So, wow, this is a very long-lasting fragrance. Not that it really matters. I mean, who the heck would really care about 24 hours? But all I gotta say is that it's really long-lasting, and it's got this nice gradient, as I've said, an ending to an elegant night for this fragrance right here. Now, what I like about this fragrance, guys, usage-wise, is that A, of course, it is going to be an upscale grabber, but it is, again, a potent weapon, much like other Arabic fragrances that have saffron, that have cinnamon and incense, to really grab the attention of people in the room and reel them in. So it is going to be a compliment getter, 100%, guys. And if you're going to be around people that have never smelled this before, you're going to get them. 100%, this is that formula. And also, I gotta say that it is balanced to a degree because it's not a full fall winter fragrance. In my opinion, Dragon, because it has the balance of amber and the magnolia floral more than the incense, which is of course still prominent, but it's not like a takeover incense. Because of that kind of balance, I think that you can use it even in spring nights. And of course, in the Middle East, none of that matters. As hot as it is over there, people just wear it. They don't really care, okay? But really, for me, it's a very balanced one. It's not necessarily fall winter. So again, usability is really high on this one. Also, despite being sweet and spicy, in my opinion, this fragrance is a lot more masculine in how the feel is. There's something about the saffron, cinnamon, and incense oomph in the beginning that's like regal manly, like upscale manly. Yes, there is that amber, there's that sweetness, but then you still have that incense. And once the gradient of musk really comes in, it feels like a very masculine fragrance, guys. So to me, upscale grabber, masculine, wearable in anywhere that's cool, and of course, anytime in the Middle East. It is, like I said, a very, very usable juice, guys, okay? And that is it. That is my no hype review on Boadicea the Victorious Dragon, the latest exclusive from Boadicea. Again, worth it. If you really care about these bottles and the collectability of Boadicea, you're a big money, big shot collector, I think this will be a great addition to like something like Tiger and I don't know about Orica. I think Orica was a rat. Tiger and Valiant in terms of the display. Maybe Hanuman. This would be like a killer edition, kind of like front and center bottle to put in that collection, guys. Okay, but again, for me, juice wise, just get a decant. Hit up Dustin. He's great. He'll give you a nice price for this one, guys. Okay, and that is it. Let me know in the comments below what y'all think of this fragrance. If you've bought it, oh my God, or if you've tried it, let me know what your comments and opinions are. And that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please watch my other Boadicea the Victorious fragrances. And I do want to thank everyone that has sent me decants or has sold me decants in the past, guys, because that's the only way I could really do this. I'm not going to buy a full bottle just to make a review. So thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you guys on the next video. God bless. Take care. Peace.